Here we go, Rod Steele, back at the IPW Hardcore Wrestling Family Reunion, back for a fatal four-way for the IPW World Heavyweight Championship. Your champion, Lex Lovett, defending against three former champions in the Iceman, Buck Quartermain, Freedom Rider Mike Sullivan, and Bruce Steele, and Buck Quartermain going right after Mike Sullivan to start this match.
Indeed he did, and that's the thing about Bruce Steele. He's a big man, he's hungry, he wants to win, he doesn't care what it takes to win that IPW World Heavyweight Championship. And I see a little shades of Freedom Rider and Buck Quartermain tag team action as they're going to work on the larger man.
Jet Jaguar coming to ringside with Mike Sullivan, representing my group, 911 Incorporated. Scoot Andrews, the Black Nature Boy, a former World Heavyweight Champion in his own right, representing the Alliance of Defiance, managing Bruce Steele tonight. Look at Mike Sullivan measuring his opponent's ringside area.
Up and over he goes with a big top rope plancha, and down he goes. I'm sorry, I may have called it wrong, but you know me, I'm not a high flyer. I don't know all the names. I do know it hurts, and I know that move right there hurts like hell.
These guys don't care what they've got to do. Mike Sullivan cleared out the front row, throwing no caution to the wind, throwing himself over the top rope, taking out Bruce Steele, Buck Quartermain right on him. All three men absolutely leveled by Lex Lovett. Once again, this man used to be known for his high flying. A former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion himself, has put on a hell of a lot of size and moved himself up to the heavyweight division. And as IPW closed its doors 2 years ago, he was the World Heavyweight Champion, and he said after tonight he will leave as the champion.
He may think he makes those good claims, but there you see Lex Lovett, the technical background that he has from Steve Kern's school of professional wrestling, that headlock takeover, and he's going to use that headlock side there to really keep the big man off his feet and really work to his advantage.
No friends, no enemies, no nothing but wanting to win the championship tonight. These four guys have all teamed against each other. They have all fought and bled with each other. They don't care what they've got to do. If they've got to form an unholy alliance in the middle of this match, they'll do it to take somebody else out. But don't turn your back on the very same man that you were teaming with moments ago, because he'll take you out. And you see Buck Quartermain flying head over heels through the chairs. Mike Sullivan absolutely leveling the guy. Everybody in the first 4 rows clearing out. You can see the entire back of the building is filled with people. They know there is nowhere safe in the VFW during this match.
There isn't a single place space in this world that's safe in this. Mike Sullivan with a huge elbow on the Buck Quartermain on the outside, and there you see Lex Lovett kipping out. Bruce Steele looking around, and there he goes right back to the headlock again. The wise moves on Lex Lovett part. Now sure, let Mike Sullivan, let Buck Quartermain beat each other senseless in this elimination type matchup. Let Lex Lovett go in there, wear out the bigger man. These two men on the outside are actually killing each other, while Lex Lovett is staying fresh. He wants to be there for the end, because after all, it's about the IPW World Heavyweight Championship.
He's a thinking man's wrestler. You know he's going to do what he's got to do to take home this title, and hanging on to that headlock on Bruce Steele. Rod, that's got to be tough for you. Yourself, a former IPW World Heavyweight Champion. I know you have a hell of a tough match with Mikey Tenderfoot, but the truth is, I know you got to be chomping at the bit, just like the Black Nature Boy himself, Scoot Andrews, standing at ringside, former IPW World Heavyweight Champion himself. But you know what? The fans demanded this match. These are the 4 men they said they wanted to see tear each other apart and see if Lex Lovett can still come out on top in this fatal 4-way.
Well, that's the thing about this, folks. You know, you got 4 men, 4 premier athletes in the wrestling world. Mike Sullivan just coming off retirement. Buck Quartermain, 14 years in the business. Bruce Steele, fresh off a great tryout with the WWE, and Lex Lovett, NWA TNA. They didn't want him. They didn't say they had nothing for him, and yet here he is, IPW World Heavyweight Champion. I think NWA TNA dropped the ball on that one, Ron.
Yeah, why wouldn't they want him? He can talk. He looks like $1 million. He can fly through the air. He can grapple. He can do whatever it takes. Their idea of good booking is sticking that idiot Johnny Fairplay in the corner of Lex Lovett. And as luck would have it, his partner in NWA TNA in the ring against him tonight, Buck Quartermain. Like I said earlier, you never know what side you're going to be on with these guys. They just want to win. If they can get the upper hand by teaming you, they'll do it. But you know what? You talk about a lone wolf. You talk about a guy that goes it alone. The man that I have managed for almost 2 years now, Bruce Steele. This guy don't like me. He definitely don't like those individuals. I'm not even sure he likes himself. He's mean, he's nasty, he's going to do whatever it takes to win that championship.
If you had to pick a favorite, my money's on Bruce Steele. He's big, he's strong, he's hungry, and you're absolutely right. He likes nobody. 911 Incorporated, you manage him, he wants nothing to do with you. All he wants is that gold. All he wants is a championship, and now he's sitting on the sideline. There you see Buck Quartermain being dropped unceremoniously on his back like a proverbial sack of potatoes. Freedom Rider Mike Sullivan sizing him up, looking him over, picking him now off the mat. Going to do something harsh, I imagine, because again, that's Mike Sullivan's style. Rough, tumble, hardcore. He is what IPW is all about.
Mike Sullivan, the former World Heavyweight Champion, the first-time champion of IPW when we had the tournament right here in this very building. He beat Pat Tanaka in the beginning of 1999 for that IPW World Heavyweight title to be crowned the first champion of this prestigious organization. He won the title multiple times. He won the IPW World Tag Team titles. And who did he team with? Buck Quartermain, beating the WWE's Shane Brothers, managed once again by myself. The thing with IPW, you never know. What side is this guy going to be on one week? What side is he going to be on the next? I can't stress it enough. These guys are businessmen. They're athletes, and they're smarter than the average bear. They're going to do whatever it takes to get their hand raised. What the hell's Mike's talk about? Nobody home run Steele. Buck Quartermain lighting them up with beautiful punches.
You know, you talk about Buck Quartermain and Freedom Rider being tag team champions, beating the WWE's Shane Twins. You talk about how they've been up and down the road. We just saw it again earlier with Navy SEAL and Cuban Assassin. These guys know each other's move for move, hold for hold. If you're going to put Mike Sullivan in the corner, you best believe he's going to try to leapfrog you. What did Buck Quartermain do? He put the brakes on, gave him a little shot to the chops, just the way he knew Mike Sullivan was going to do it. And you see him now wearing him down with that side headlock. Richie Rich in the middle, checking to see if Mike Sullivan wants to quit, but I don't think he's going to do it right here, Ron.
Buck Quartermain put on almost 15 pounds of mass for this match. He's been hitting the gyms. Beautiful suplex by Mike Sullivan, taking Buck Quartermain back, but Buck hanging on to that headlock. Once again, like I was stressing, using that weight advantage. He's been putting on a hell of a lot of size. Buck Quartermain himself, trained by the heavenly body Jimmy Del Rey. And Mike Sullivan, you look at this technically gifted athlete, you would never guess he was trained by Brett Sawyer. Brett Sawyer, Jimmy Del Rey, Buck Quartermain, Mike Sullivan. You're talking about a clash in styles like you've never seen before. The difference between the new generation and the old generation, these guys can adapt to any situation whatsoever. Mike Sullivan can wrestle here in the VFW in front of 350 people, or he can do like he did with the WWE, wrestling low-key in front of 25,000 people at Madison Square Garden, stealing the show.
Living a lifelong dream was Mike Sullivan. There you see a lot of the fancy footwork and finally a rolling elbow right to the jaw of to Buck Quartermain. And Buck Quartermain's down. Mike Sullivan's down because he's looking a little tired. And maybe you should consider now maybe making a quick tag out to one of these guys. Again, it's elimination. It doesn't matter who gets pinned first. All that matters is who gets pinned last. And they're a huge vertical suplex, and down Buck Quartermain goes.
You talk about the strength of the Freedom Rider, Mike Sullivan. Did you see him holding up Buck Quartermain for that beautiful vertical suplex and then goes and spins around? Lex Lovett coming in. This guy, I believe, is coming here with a lot harder edge than people are used to. He started out the match flying. Look at that beautiful leg lariat. Absolutely leveling Buck Quartermain. Lex Lovett, a house of fire. The crowd, I'm not sure if they're solidly behind them or they're just into the fact that these four guys are letting it all. Balls to the wall. They're going after each other. Beautiful scoop slam. Lex Lovett comes off the second rope with the leg drop right across the cranium of Buck Quartermain, who slinks to the corner. This guy is looking for a timeout, but I'm sorry, he ain't gonna get one.
Now let's be honest, Ron. You got Lex Lovett, your current IPW World Heavyweight Champion. That's a long, prestigious list of people. You've got Mike Sullivan. You've got Buck Quartermain. You've got Bruce Steele. You've got me. Clothesline out of the corner. You've got me, the Miami Pound Machine. You've also got guys like Steve Corino, World Heavyweight Champion. Now, if you're the cream of the crop right now, you're holding that title. You've got to be something special. And you saw it digging down deep with that leg lariat. And yet Buck Quartermain, the crafty 14-year veteran that he is, came out of the corner, hit him with a clothesline, but Lex Lovett's up to his feet first and still laying the big boost to Buck Quartermain.
Again, these guys are in this match for a reason. They're four of the best athletes that have come through the Florida independent scene and made the name for themselves in IPW hardcore wrestling. You mentioned some of the great champions, and you forgot probably one of the biggest names in the business right now that got the biggest boost in his career when he won the IPW World Heavyweight Champion. AJ Styles, former IPW World Heavyweight Champion, now absolutely dominating the scene in NWA TNA, worldwide known as easily one of the top wrestlers, one of the top workers in the entire world today. But I'm going to tell you what, Rod Steele, Bruce Steele, Lex Lovett, Buck Quartermain, or Mike Sullivan on any given night in any town and any arena, they can give an AJ Styles a run for his money, and I guarantee you, a lot of people might not think it. Any one of these four, they could steal a win from AJ Styles at any given time, and they're just as good as the so-called superstars that are out there. They just have not gotten the breaks that they so well deserve. But you know what? They don't care. They're home. They're here in IPW. The fans are giving them the support they want. Bruce Steele with the lateral press. did he actually what's he thinking? Hook the leg, Bruce. You gotta hook the leg, brother. Even Jet Jaguar, he looks mystified by what he's seeing. One of the most intense individuals ever seen in IPW hardcore wrestling, Jet Jaguar. This guy is absolute animation. He's absolute energy. Former WCW contracted athlete himself. But the truth is, like all these other guys, I hate to be so long-winded, Rod, but Jet Jaguar, he made his name in IPW hardcore wrestling. He came home for one night only, and he said, I want to be part of this match. And you know what? He's there. And Rod, again, maybe next year, because there's a lot of words already. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of talk. This is going to be a yearly event. Is it going to be Scoot Andrews and Rod Steele next year? Is it going to be Steve Corino and AJ Styles? Maybe a three-way dance with Rod Steele? Who knows? But tonight we got to concentrate on this fatal four-way, brother.
And absolutely right, Rod Neiman. Who does know? But there you see Lex Lovett whipping Bruce Steele, the larger man, off in the ring. Lex Lovett showing that athleticism in with a back handspring elbow. Bruce Steele in big trouble in the corner, out on his feet maybe. Lex Lovett maybe taking a little bit too much time. Maybe he should whip him into the ring, maybe hook with something big and hope to get this big man off his feet and pin him quick.
The thing is, you've got to think smart. You've got to be in this for the long haul. Look at that beautiful, absolutely taking him in a standing backdrop. Bruce Steele throwing Lex Lovett over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Throwing Lex, again, the strength. It's absolutely amazing. Bruce Steele has been toning up. He's been shredded. He doesn't look quite as large as he used to, but you look at the cuts. You look at the definition. You look at the stamina. This guy's just getting started, bro. They could go an hour and a half. They could go 2 hours. Bruce Steele being there at the end. Oh, look at that clothesline.
Now, let's be honest, Ron. Again, since it's here, it's an elimination matchup. If I were one of these guys, I'd pull everybody aside and I'd say, look, we've got to get the big man out. Hey, Bruce Steele, my brother from another mother, I know what it's like to tag with this guy, but I also know the smartest thing to take the guy who's a foot taller than everybody else, 30 pounds heavier. You got to take him out quickly or he's going to do this to you every time. You see him with a big fall-away slam, Samoan drop style. Down goes Lex Lovett. You can be looking at your former IPW World Heavyweight Champion and standing dead center of the ring with his yellow tights on. Bruce Steele, your next IPW World Heavyweight Champion.
You know what? I think you just hit home a very, very strong point. Bruce Steele, to me, I think he's been biding his time. I think he's been playing possum because this guy's looking fresh, he's looking strong, and let's be honest, he's dominating this match. And look at Bruce Steele comes in firing. The mullet Richie Rich has his hands full, doing everything he can to restore order in his match. Scoot Andrews, House of Fire. Mike Sullivan has seen enough. Buck Quartermain's over like, the hell with this. I've seen more than I need to see. I'm saving myself for the end of this match because I'm going home with this title.
Well, that's what these guys are doing on the sides there. They're trying to sit there, catch their breath. Oh, and now see, all of a sudden there's hostility. May get the best of them. Same with Mike Sullivan. Again, at least they're smart. They're actually going after the big man. They should work as a cohesive unit. The only way they're going to beat this guy is all three of them on him at once. Let's not be fools here, Ron.
You don't have to worry about that. You know, the one thing you don't have to worry about me is making a fool of myself.
What about that time with the mustard?
Forget it.
All right.
Back to the match. Double whipping. Bruce Steele ducks it, breaks up the whip, comes off with a beautiful double shoulder tackle, absolutely leveling Freedom Rider Mike Sullivan and the Iceman Buck Quartermain. Bruce Steele, the guy's absolutely on fire, signals the slash of the throat, Arn Anderson style. He's ready to finish somebody off, taking control of this matchup. Lex Lovett whipped in. Bruce Steele turning his back, comes in, big boot to the face. Bruce Steele, what the hell are you thinking? You're smarter than this. Lex Lovett to the second rope, comes off, cross, body block. Bruce Steele tried to fight it 2.5.
That was very close, and again, if they can't beat Bruce Steele, if they don't get this guy down, and if they just have the two of them in, we can go to the F5 there, folks. Kicks out, misses, ducks one, Lex Lovett goes to the top, Lex Buster, and down goes Bruce Steele, leg drop on the top. This is the only way they're going to beat him is 2-on-1, 1, 2, 3, and the big upset, they get rid of the big man right off the bat. That's good thinking, but I got to tell you, I don't like how it's done. And Scoot Anderson there getting a little something for his taste, punching the mouth there by by Buck Q, shots by there Lex Lovett, Mike Sullivan. There's so many people that are hitting Scoot Andrews, I don't even know who to tell who's hitting him. Buck's hitting him again. Scoot's going nuts. Up, shaking, bacon. Ron, help me out here. I'm dying.
Scoot Andrews and all kinds of oh my God, beautiful suplex. Buck Quartermain absolutely leveling Scoot Andrews. Not at somebody actually in this match. He takes a wicked elbow from Buck Quartermain. Another elbow. The Black Nature Boy in all kinds of trouble. Not even a competitor. Not even a combatant. Look at the shake and bake. Jimmy Del Rey style. Look at that. I love it. Buck Quartermain.
Now, I know they're trying to get a little piece of Scoot Andrews in the Alliance Defiance. I know they're trying to really send a message to these guys, but you know what? What did it cost Buck Quartermain there? Sure, he's staying on top, but again, he may be tiring himself out, throwing unnecessary moves out there. You've got two other guys to be here, and you think for 1 second you should be wasting your time with Scoot Andrews? I don't think so.
The battle of the egos, the time these guys have been fighting for the top spot in Florida, fighting for the top spot throughout the independent scene. Get Scoot Andrews in the ring. Every one of these guys want a piece of him, Rod.
What's really important here, though, Rod Nemi, excuse me, you know what's really important? What really is important is the IPW World Heavyweight Championship. It's not getting vengeance on Scoot Andrews. It's not beating on a guy afterwards. You see a half cravat there by Lex Lovett, big knee to the forehead of Buck Quartermain, and there you see Mike Sullivan catching his breath, waiting, not doing something stupid like breaking up that count, letting these guys pin each other, staying fresh, waiting, biding his time. That's why Mike Sullivan is the veteran. That's why he's the smartest man in this match.
And look at Lex Lovett putting on the brakes, slowing things down, using his weight and his stamina and his strength to his advantage, sapping the strength of Buck Quartermain with a beautiful side headlock. This guy is doing everything he can to change this match into his game. They're going to go by his game plan. There's nothing Buck Quartermain or Mike Sullivan can do about it. Lex Lovett is the champion for a reason. He plans on walking out as a champion, and I'm going to be honest with you, Rod, it's looking pretty damn good for Lex Lovett.
Well, that's the thing. You don't become a world champion just by minding your own business. You do it by using your head, by being smart. Now, of course, right now, Lex Lovett on the receiving end of that front face lock. Buck Quartermain wheeling him around, just pretty much doing what he wants. Neck breaker on the ample, thick neck of Lex Lovett. Buck Quartermain now, again, if he didn't waste his time with Scoot Andrews, maybe he could have followed up on a quicker pin, count of 2. Oh, and almost a 3 count. Maybe he could have got that cover a little faster, got that 3 count, but instead he wasted his time, he wasted his energy on Scoot, and now the problem is he's going to the well one more time with a shake and bake. Knee drop right across the ample forehead of Lex Lovett.
Again, Buck Quartermain, it isn't just that he uses all that drive and all that force with these elbow drops and knee drops. He's mocking you. He's playing with your head. He's doing everything he can to play mind games. Buck Quartermain, a master technician and a master of psychology in the ring. He's going to do it. Look at that drop kick. Mike Sullivan absolutely leveling him. Lateral press 2. You know what? I'm not one to ever accuse anybody of this. The Mullet Richie Rich seems to be playing a little bit of favoritism here.
Do not get me started on the striped shirt referees in this company. We've gone through this before. I can't even go outside and get a decent ref. Every person in this company is out to screw you. They're out for themselves. They're always going to business for himself. Richie Rich the Mullet, why should he be any different?
You've seen Jet Jaguar screaming in the ear of the Mullet, asking him, what the hell's your problem? Mike Sullivan, Jet Jaguar thought Mike Sullivan had the 3 count. He thought it was an easy victory and elimination. It would have been down to 2 men. Mike Sullivan is the man that a lot of people have chosen to pick as their favorite. I don't believe it's the favorite because they look at these guys mixing it up. Absolutely. Again, Jet Jaguar, a man beside himself. This guy has got more emotion than half the dressing room. I will say more than 3/4 of the dressing room. And he wants to see his man the bridge out of this. Now he's going for a backslide.
Amazing. You see these guys counter after counter, hold after hold, and a big leg lariat and down both men. That may have took a little bit out of Lex Lovett. You know, you want to talk about Jet Jaguar. You want to talk about the Madman. You got a guy whose career was cut short, count of 2. Oh, and almost a 3 count. A guy whose career was cut short by a tragic hip injury, and yet he's still there, cheering his man on, elbow deep in the madness. I got to tell you, if I see a claw later on, I'm going to go banana.
Please don't. If you could do yourself, compose yourself, Rod Steele. I need you to get through this match, and Jet Jaguar has done everything he can. Scoot Andrews could not keep himself out of the match. Jet Jaguar has done everything. Beautiful sit-out powerbomb. Absolutely level him, and he's still got the presence of mind to kick out Scoot Andrews. I guess he didn't have enough earlier. Jumping up on the ring apron. Richie Rich trying to restore, get him out of there. Jet Jaguar once again. How long can he control himself before he gets involved?
I got to tell you, Scoot Andrews has no love lost for Lex Lovett. Their epic battles at the Brandon All-Stars for NWA Florida. These guys are no strangers to each other. Sure, Scoot Andrews' man lost, but he's still going to stick around and make sure Lex Lovett doesn't come away with that win.
Scoot Andrews has had epic battles in IPW with AJ Styles, with Christopher Daniels, with Billy Fives, and definitely with these individuals that he's in the ring with tonight. These guys are the people that put IPW on the map, and once again, they're supposed to be the old guys. They're supposed to be the veterans. Truth is, I don't know if this match is ever going to end. They don't look like they wore out. They don't look like they're tired. They look like they're ready. Well, maybe Lex Lovett is a little wore out. He looks like he's in all kinds of trouble, but still comes up firing.
Well, that's the thing. Lex Lovett's always in the gym. He's training, he's hanging, he's banging. Here we go for a big, huge move. Buck Quartermain comes underneath. Powerbomb suplex. 3 men are down. We got a cover count. 2, 3, and it's over. Lex Lovett will not repeat, or excuse me, will not hold on to the IPW World's Heavyweight Champion. We will have a brand new winner. Now, whether it's going to be Buck Quartermain or whether it's going to be the original Mike Sullivan, which we're not sure right now, folks, but right now, Lex Lovett is not too happy about what just transpired.
What the hell's Lex Lovett still doing in this match? You know what? He's done everything. He's been a great champion, and he's done a hell of a job representing IPW Hardcore Wrestling, but now it's down to the Freedom Rider Mike Sullivan and Buck Quartermain. And you want to talk about going back in time? It's like digging up a time capsule from 1999 through 2001. These individuals have absolutely tore each other to shreds, and they have risen to take. Look at this. You want to talk about a show in class? You want to talk about sportsmanship? Just when I thought Lex Lovett was still in the spotlight and all sour grapes, he comes over and shakes the hand of the Freedom Rider Mike Sullivan and offers his hand to his partner in NWA TNA, wishes both of them luck, and now we're down to it, Rod Steele. We are down to the last 2 wrestlers in this fatal 4-way. The Freedom Rider, Mike Sullivan, the first ever IPW Heavyweight Champion, taking on his arch nemesis and former partner as the IPW World Tag Team Champions, Buck Quartermain. Lex Lovett gets the crowd going, fires them up before he heads to the back.
Now, let's be honest too, Rodney. If memory serves, Buck Quartermain was the second IPW World Heavyweight Champion.
And as a member of 911 Incorporated, managed by the hardcore giant Ron Neal.
Not afraid to plug yourself, are you, Big Daddy? But let's be honest here.
History.
We are talking history, and again, so you've got 2 men who know each other in and out. What better way to celebrate the reunion of IPW than have the #1 and the #2 champions of all time in the middle of the ring going for right now the IPW World Heavyweight Championship.
And you know what? Mike Sullivan always calls IPW home. Truth is, Buck Quartermain, you want to talk about a love-hate relationship with the office of IPW. He's come, he's gone, but when he's here, he always makes a statement. And when he's in the ring, no matter what the relationship is going on between him and the executives that run this company, Buck Quartermain, 150% every time he's in the ring. Once again, balls to the wall, fights till the death, does everything he can to help this promotion, and let's be honest, help himself by riding the shoulders of this promotion to the glory that he earned during that entire. He was with us off and on for almost 6 years, Rod, and now he's back, and I believe he is going to walk out as the champion tonight.
Now look at the huge legs there on on Buck Quartermain with that hip toss going up and over, almost clearly over Mike Sullivan's head. But now you're right. Buck Quartermain, he thinks about #1. #1 isn't IPW, it's Buck Quartermain. Now, Buck Quartermain is going to do what he can to win that IPW World Heavyweight Championship. Why not? What will it mean for him? 14-year veteran, former WWE jobber, former guy who was at NWA. Sure, I called him a jobber. So what? He's still a champion nonetheless. But let's be honest, Buck Quartermain is going to do whatever it takes to put Buck Quartermain ahead. Isn't that correct, Ron?
I have to disagree. WWE jobber, you know what? You're taking shots at the guy when you think he's down. The guy's a WWE talent. He is the man that wrestled the dark match right here in Tampa, Florida during a WWF pay-per-view and pinned the Brooklyn Brawler right in front of his hometown crowd. The only reason he never got a job, it's got nothing to do with skill. It's got nothing to do with anybody being any better than him. The guy's got an attitude. Nobody likes Buck Quartermain. I don't like him. He don't like me. But I don't deny the fact he's probably one of the most talented individuals I have ever come into contact with. And the WWF, the WWE, WCW, ECW, and TNA, he's wrestled for every one of them. And the fact they didn't sign him shows their arrogance and it shows their ignorance. He's no more of a pain in the ass than anybody else in that dressing room. He could have made money for that company. And the truth is, we're lucky to have him here.
Well, I won't go singing Buck Quartermain's praises quite the way you will, Rodney. But let's be honest, Mike Sullivan, Buck Quartermain, 2 premier athletes. Been around the block. You know, it's funny, you always talk about this is a young man's game. It's about guys 20, 22. But you got 2 guys running 35, 36, 37. All count of 3, almost. But the truth of the matter is, they're still wise. They're still veterans. They're still smart. And that's the thing in this business. You may not have the chiseled look, but let's look at them. They're both pretty jacked up. You may not be the fastest 2 guys in the ring, but hey, they're not too slow in there either. The truth is, these 2 guys know what it's like to be champions. They know what it's like to win. So obviously, these 2 are going to be the best examples to be your IPW World Heavyweight Champion.
You know what you get when you get Buck Quartermain and Mike Sullivan in the ring? Look at this beautiful slingshot, going for a slingshot suplex. Buck Quartermain blocks it and tries to bail out, and I'll be honest with you, I think he did himself a little bit more damage coming straight down on his spine. He probably would have been better off taking on the flat of his back, but he hooks Mike Sullivan, goes for a suplex of his own, butterfly suplex. Mike Sullivan blocks it, whips him in, ducks under. Is he going for a forces of nature himself? Are you kidding me? He's going to finish him. Scoot Andrews looks on 2 and 3. Unbelievable. New IPW World Heavyweight Champion, Mike Sullivan. We started it with the Freedom Rider in IPW, and now we finish it with the Freedom Rider. He did it with Scoot Andrews' old move, and Jet Jaguar locks on the claw on the Black Nature Boy. This is unbelievable, Rod.
I can't believe it. Shades of Crystal River. The claw is running roughshod. We've got a new IPW World Heavyweight Champion. Who better than Iron Mike Sullivan? The man, listen, let's recap for a second. Iron Mike Sullivan went for the suplex, the Omegaplex. Jet Jaguar giving the business over to Scoot Andrews. Went for the Omegaplex. Buck thought he had, he scouted, went for an Angel's Wings of his own. He countered, gave a forces of nature, and pins him. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. It's all over. Ron Nemi, I gotta tell you, I can't see a better choice for a World Heavyweight Champion than Mike Sullivan.
Absolutely amazing, Rod Steele, and I'm proud of what I've seen in this match. And to see Mike Sullivan, the Freedom Rider, like I said so many times during this match, we started IPW Hardcore Wrestling by design. Built it on the shoulders of Mike Sullivan, the Shane brothers, Jet Jaguar, and men like Chaos and Navy SEAL. And to come back after 2 years, it seemed like a lifetime since IPW has ran again, but here we are. It's just like going back to 1999. You got it right here at the VFW in St. Pete. You have the Freedom Rider Mike Sullivan standing there with his hand raised by his member of 911 Incorporated. I wish I was in there raising his hand, Rod. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm proud of all 4 of these individuals. I'm proud of Scoot Andrews and Jet Jaguar coming out of retirement to help us out. And the Richie Rich did a hell of a job refereeing this match. And I'll be honest with you, Rod, you called a hell of a match.
Well, thank you very much. Now we're going to actually hear some fine choice words from Mike Sullivan. Ron, why don't you head back to the back? I see Aaron Royal's back. We're going to go ahead and you congratulate your former champion, and we'll introduce Aaron Royal back into the mold.